with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good afternoon, I'm Elspeth Meisner, and thanks so much for joining us for the Erie News Now Weekend Nowcast. Well, it might be raining outside your window right now, but that certainly didn't stop hundreds of cyclists to hit the trails for the last day of the Lake Erie Cycle Fest. All throughout this weekend, there have been bike rides from downtown Erie to the peninsula, all showcasing the beauty of Erie County. Today, the Lake Erie Cycle Fest wrapped up with the Sea Spot ride. It was a bike ride for animal rescue. All the proceeds raised today went to Because You Care. Participants could either choose between a 45-mile ride or a 25-mile ride. They both wrapped up at Because You Care headquarters.
Today's event brings a lot of these cyclists out to McCain, and it helps not only raise money for our organization, but also awareness of our organization and our mission.
Certainly sounds like an exciting event there. Coming up tonight on Erie News Now at 6 o'clock, you can hear from some first-time riders and some veteran riders and hear about their favorite part of the ride and why they do it year after year. Well, another group of riders hit the road today, but for a different cause. The Fallen Riders Memorial Fund Erie chapter had their annual bike ride. The group left from Waterford Park early this morning. Registration started at 10 a.m., followed by opening ceremonies, which you can hear. Then all the bikers hit the road at 11 a.m. A couple dozen bikers and people participated in the ride.
We're here to help families that lose a loved one during a motorcycle accident. The more we raise, and the way it works in Fallen Riders is there's a percentage when someone requests assistance, there's a percentage of what's in our treasury that we like to help them out.
And Fallen Riders is an organization that helps families that have lost a loved one in a motorcycle accident. Well, college graduation is not something you'd expect to experience when it's August, but there was graduation yesterday in Meadville for the Allegheny College class of 2020. It was a traditional ceremony held on the lawn of Bentley Hall. Graduation had to be canceled last year because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but Allegheny officials wanted to honor their 2020 graduates with their caps, gowns, and their hard-earned diplomas, even if it came more than a year later. The ceremony was not open to the public, but those invited had to register in advance. Despite the ceremony happening a year later, turnout was great. We talked to one grad who's now working as a software engineer in California about why he decided to come back.
So for me, I'm the first of my family to graduate, and although it's been a year, my mom really wanted to see me walk the stage. And you can understand, right? So first child as well. And for me, this is a momentous occasion. I really wanted to celebrate this with my friends, my classmates. And so I thought, why not? You know, a year later, why not?
Certainly saying that they're finally able to celebrate their graduation. Well, delayed graduation isn't the only post-COVID-19 challenge. Allegheny recently announced 36 cuts in administrative staff and positions. 24 are new job losses, while 12 other jobs will remain unfulfilled. The president cited financial strains and the need to align staffing with more strategic priorities. We have new information today as Erie police investigating a stabbing that happened in a downtown apartment building. They've since charged a woman, and this morning she is now behind bars. An ambulance and several police cars responded to a reported stabbing around 3 p.m. on the 9th floor of the Palace Hardware building at 913 State Street on Saturday afternoon. Erie police tell us the victim suffered a serious laceration to his lower leg. He was rushed to the hospital. This morning, 27-year-old Taylor Gray is charged with several counts of including aggravated assault, possession of an instrument of crime, in this case a kitchen knife, and recklessly endangering another person. At this time, we don't know what motive caused the assault. And a group of concerned animal lovers gathered at the Mill Creek Mall complex where they staged a protest to try and shut down a pet store that's been located in the mall for several years. Our Kristen Allen has the story from Mill Creek.
Wendy McFarland rescued her Chihuahua from a puppy mill a couple of years ago.
Just this morning, I moved a little too fast, and she ran back from me, and then she wouldn't come to me for a while. I mean, that's just, you know, she's a very loving dog, but they have those scars.
Those scars are why Wendy and many others are protesting Heartland's Pets, a shop in the Mill Creek Mall. Alleging they get these dogs seen on their website and in their store from breeders with deplorable conditions.
Dogs are our family members. We can't treat them the way and allow them to be treated, that we believe they're being treated at Heartland's Pets.
I think that Erie is tired of the exploitation of animals for profit.
When Jenna Atkins created this Facebook event page, dozens of people came to her, telling the same stories.
A lot of people get dogs from here. They're sick or they have, thousands of dollars worth of vet bills. It's time to really shine a light to that.
Heartland Pets did respond to Erie News Now, saying they've been a member of the community for over 28 years, and their puppy suppliers are inspected at the state and federal level. But these protesters say that doesn't matter. Just because it's legal doesn't make it right.
Heartland's Pets tells us in a statement they welcome stricter standards across the board for animal breeders. But in these protesters' eyes, those high standards have not been met.
You see that cute puppy in the cage in Heartland Pets, but what you don't realize is what their parents are living in the puppy mill.
Protesters say they hope the demonstration will raise awareness about puppy mills and encourage you to do your research before deciding to buy an animal. Heartland Pets says they'll continue to advocate raising standards for breeders in our region, and the future of pet ownership can only improve for everyone, especially for the pets. Well, turning to some more lighter news for today, it was a busy day on Saturday for local fire departments as the Lake City Fire Company hosted its first ever Brews and Hoses Brew Festival. And from the look and from the sound of it, it seemed to be quite a success for everyone down there. About a dozen local brewing companies teamed up at the Lake City Fire Hall to help the volunteer fire department raise money for financial support. Normally they put on a big firemen's carnival, but since they usually plan that starting in December, and with so much of the pandemic and so much uncertainty surrounding it, they couldn't. Instead, they came up with this plan, adding sausage sandwiches and hot dogs and live entertainment to the plan. And people turned out say they all like to support their local fire departments. For the first annual event, they had 2 time slots from noon until 3 and then from 4 until 7. Organizers tell us they hope to raise about $7,000 for the event. Certainly exciting to see so many people out there having a nice time. That does it for the Erie News Now Weekend Nowcast. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to tune in to Erie News Now at 6 for all the latest news, weather, and sports. Have a great Sunday.